EPC Proman has 10 modules. You can see item number 1 to 10, right from estimation, isometric generation, material control and tracking, storeman, item codification, item code generation and item code mapping, spooling, piping spooling using auto spool. Then the seventh item is our area of focus today, spoolman yarman for fabrication and erection management of piping in a detailed way. Then we have product related to structural and civil management, equipment, electrical and instrumentation management, further to pre-commissioning. So we are going to focus on the seventh item, spoolman yarman from now onwards. Now this is the basic workflow of Spoolman Yarman, where the input will come from neutral files, IDF file, PCF file, or IPMF file, generally generated from 3D plan design systems like PDS, PDMS, SP3D, E3D like this. That will be taken into Auto Spool. That is our sixth product, which will generate spool drawings, erection drawings, and bill of materials. So bill of material means weld list, material list spool wise, line wise, and the interconnection of weld, connecting component of the weld, inch dia, inch meter, cut list, everything will be generated using auto spool, and that data will be taken into spoolman further for spool management. So where we are going to do spool level planning, where material allocation, matching front analysis, material allocation, material issuance to the fabrication team. Further to that, fit up, welding, NDT, like all the production phases will be taking place. And on completion of the spool, it goes to ERMAN, that is erection management, where erection of the spools, supports, walls, gasket, bolts, everything. And along with that, fit up, welding, NDT of field weld joints, everything will be managed here along with revisions. So this is the overall workflow. We will go in detail further. Now, if you see the stages, I have isometric drawing, whether it is a spool drawing or erection drawing generated using auto spool. And my aim is to fabricate a spool which will contain joints, and each of the joint has to be tracked along with a welding NDT in the line history sheet. So we will see how it is happening. And with respect to the overall, I will have first item, that is material planning. So to start the job, there should be proper material planning. Once the material is planned, then I can go with my next level, spooling. So first we go with material planning, where we receive the material. Material is ordered using other modules of EPC Proman like mat contract, storeman. We receive the material. And auto spooling is a spooling part, where the engineering information in form of IDF file, PCF file will be converted into spool drawing, erection drawing, and the spool drawing and erection drawing will be utilized for further fabrication and erection purpose. So now the drawing is available, material is available. Third part, we perform MFA, that is matching front analysis. We will try to match whether this spool can be fabricated or not, whether material is available to fabricate this spool, whether the material is available to erect a particular line, whether all the spools are fabricated, whether all the erection components are available in the warehouse, or what is the status of the material, where it is residing, whether it is in the order state, whether it is in transit, or it is received in the site or received in the stores, whether it is inspected and it is ready to use. All those analysis will be done in MFA. So we will cover this in detail. And once a spool is fabricatable or line is erectable, then we issue job card to the fabrication team or to the erection team, where we say, okay, these are all the 50 spools for which material is available to fabricate, and these are 50 priority spools. Now we can go for fabrication. I'm issuing 50 spool drawings, and along with this, I'm going to issue material pick list to fabricate all these 50 spools. This is the total material which has to be taken from the warehouse. Against individual spools, what are all the list of materials which will be required? That is the breakup of material pick list along with the consolidated material pick list will be generated and issued through this job card. Now the job cards are issued to the fabrication contractor or to my production group. Then I'll go with my construction management. That is, I'll go with my production. So I will start doing fit up, welding, all those activities. Or if it is erection, I will be erecting my spools, erecting my walls, and then I will be progressing with fit up, welding of field joints, NDT. All those progress will take place by the construction team, and those will be managed in detail. Then the fabricated spools will go for erection and detail level erection management, where line level clearance, test packs or loops, hydro test loops, monitoring, subsystem and system level monitoring will take place. So this will, now as I have explained, you can see at the top, I'm going to have engineering 3D model, which is a 3D model from where we will get IDF file and PCF files. And these IDF file, PCF file go to auto spool, which is part of EPC Proman. And then we get erection drawing, spool drawing just like this. So we'll cover this in detail. So I can have erection drawing, spool drawing, then line and spool wise data, that is bill of material along with the cut list, weld data, how many joints are there in each spool, how many field welds are there. This field weld is connecting spool 1 and spool 2, that is pipe and elbow, pipe from spool 1 and elbow from spool 2. All this complete data which is done by engineering is available here. Only decision making here is where the field joint should be located. That will be done in AutoSpool. Further to that, complete data base is available to us for further tracking and monitoring. Now, if you see this overall features of Spoolman, particularly it is used for managing the overall project. I can do micro and macro level fabrication and erection planning. So when we talk about micro and macro level fabrication planning, I'm going to say where I'm going to perform this fabrication activity. I may have multiple bays or lanes. So in which bay, which lane I'm going to fabricate this particular spool. So that management can be done. Which team is going to work on it, or which production group I'm going to issue these spools, that can be managed. And material can be managed after fabrication, where I'm going to store these particular spools, so I can allocate that. So complete planning, right from what should be fabricated, when should be fabricated, where it should be fabricated, will be managed here. And after fabrication, where it is going to reside, and then when it is going to be issued to the fabrication site or to the erection site or to the owner. So that will be decided here. And to perform that, we have matching front analysis, where material will be utilized on the priority spools or priority lines. So the situation will not happen like non-priority spools are fabricated and I'm waiting for priority spools. So based on the priorities, matching front analysis will take place. And work allocation to the fabrication site contractors. Once the front analysis and the results are available, say out of 1 lakh inch dia or out of 2 lakh inch dia, I can fabricate 40,000. I have scope for 40,000 inch dia. And to which production group I can allocate? Okay, I allocate 10,000 to production group 1, 20,000 to production group 2, which is a bigger group, and remaining 10,000 to production group 3, or to contractor 1, contractor 2, contractor 3. So I can allocate and distribute the work. And very well in advance I can plan, okay, for next 1 week, 2 week or 3 weeks time, what is the front available, how much I can load the contractors, fabrication and erection contractors. Those analysis can take place well in advance. Then once the spools or work is allocated to the fabrication contractor, I have to issue the drawings and material. So now we are going to issue the material in a logical way and in a documented manner. So material will be issued through material issuance voucher only for the specific spools allocated or to the lines allocated. So whatever work is allocated, only for those spools I'm going to issue the material, and the material issuance will be documented through material issue vouchers in detail. Once material is issued, now this fabrication contractor or my internal production group is going to fabricate the spools. So as part of the spool fabrication, there are a list of many activities which has to be monitored. We will cover that in detail. And the spools will be fabricated, and once the spools are fabricated, it will be painted. And if an internal hydro test is required at shop level, hydro test will be performed, pressure test will be performed, and then painting will be completed. And temporary time it will be in a lay down area, then it will be dispatched, and it further goes to erection, and erection process will continue. We will cover all this process in detail. Then as part of fabrication, I have to perform welding, fit up welding, NDT, dimensional check, spool clearance, PWST, hardness inspection, whatever is required as per the NDT plan, that has to be monitored, and there should not be any miss. Okay, so how to control that? System will take the steps in a logical way. Only after fit up, the data will be available for welding. After welding, the data will be available for NDT. After NDT, then I can go for dimensional check and spool completion. And after spool completion, then I can go for painting. So like this, the validation, stage-wise validations are available in the software, so that the reverse things will not happen. That is, after completing welding, I will not be able to do fit up. So system will take things in a sequential way. So the manual errors or manual manipulations, everything will be avoided here. And each of the progress will be recorded with timestamp. And further it goes to spool testing, painting, and spool erection, all erection component reporting and monitoring. Again, it goes to next level, that is line level clearance and loop level clearance or test pack level clearance. So where the test packs will be monitored for mechanical completion, pressure testing, flushing, drying, and box up. So all these stages can also be dynamically defined as per the NDT plan. And further, I will be able to monitor things at a system level and test pack level. So in a particular test pack, I have say 20 spools, and out of that 18 spools are completed, 2 spools still it is pending for fabrication, or it is pending and it is not erected. It is erected, it clearance is pending. So where I have to focus, I can do it. The same thing happens for system level. I have system which contains say 30 lines belonging to process lines. Out of that, what is the status of each line? What is the status of erection? What is the status of fabrication? And what is the status of erection component? And where there is a gap, I can attend. Okay, if few walls are not erected, these are all the walls belonging to this particular lines, and it is not erected. And these are all the components, certain few components, even for that material is not available, which I have to expedite so that this very big system can be completed. So to complete this system on priority, these are all the backlogs. That is, these are all the material constraints. These are all the progress constraints, which can be focused in detail. Further, all this progress data is available, which will be used for client and contractor billing. So if I'm a spool fabricator, then I can generate a bill. This month I have fabricated 1,000 spools, and for each spool, what is going to be my rate? So in case of US clients, like I have a spool, what is the material cost of the spool? What is the welding cost or the fabrication cost of the spool? What is the transporting cost or painting cost? Everything will be clubbed through the masters, and once I fabricate the spools and once I'm dispatching, system will generate immediately again spool wise, this is the billing amount, and what is the breakup billing amount system will generate. So I will describe this in detail in the future slides. And further, system will help us in making project dossier, like against a particular spool, what are all the fit up reports, welding report, NDT report, spool wise, line wise, complete line history sheet data and breakup reports will be available as a documentation, and all these documentations will be a signed copy. System has provision to record and save the signed copy document. So I can sign a fit up report, welding report, attach back it into the system, so that the documentations are parallelly taking place in soft form within the system. So there will not be any necessity of maintaining hard copies. So it is up to the fabricator or the client to maintain it for next 3 years, 5 years time, hard copy, but the soft form of the document can be loaded in the system, so that there is no miss. It will be available within the system, and system can extract any of the document, retrieve it as per my requirement against a line, spool, or against a test pack, or against a subsystem or system. So this is the overall thing. And system has many reports, flexibility of generating many reports, more than 200 reports, and the reports will be in text form, in Excel form, in PDF form. It will be a graphical report, like bar chart, pie chart, and apart from that, we are showing the progress in 3D graphics also. So now to explain this fabrication in details, first spooling will be performed, and then work front analysis, matching front analysis will take place. So based on the spooling data and based on the material available in my warehouse, system will perform work front analysis, and then it will tell how much spools I can fabricate, what is the inch dia which is fabricatable. Now based on the fabricated spools, job cards will be created and it will be issued to the production groups or to the fabrication contractor. Now the fabrication contractor, based on the job card and material pick list, he will collect the data from the warehouse, and what is the material which is issued from the warehouse. Sometimes instead of 100 meters of pipe, I will be issuing 108 meters, 12-meter pipe into 8 pieces. So I can issue little more, and those material will also be, excess material issued will be recorded and managed also, and whatever material is issued, it will be issued through MIVs, that is material issuance vouchers, along with the fabrication drawings. Now, this is called as front release. So when we say front release, I am saying to the contractor 1, I have issued 50 spools. This 50 spools is equivalent to say 1500 inch dia. And for all those 50 spools, 50 spool drawings are issued and material pick list has been given, and this material has been picked from the warehouse. And this is called as front release. Now the contractor can start his fabrication. So if I'm saying 1500 inch dia job card is issued, then the contractor 100% he can fabricate 1500 inch dia without any reason, because drawing is there and material is there and drawing has been collected and material has been picked up. Okay, so now I can expect 1500 inch dia without any reasons. So now the spool fabrication will take place. Then as part of the spool fabrication, I will go with production activities, NDT, and parallelly line history sheet is an outcome. I enter my progress at a fit up level, welding level, NDT level, PWST, hardness inspection. parallelly line history sheet will be automatically building up, and then I can extract this line history sheet at any point of time. And once the spool is fabricated, there will be spool clearance. So we ensure everything along with dimensional check, and the spool clearance is done. Once the spool is cleared, it can move out of my fabrication shop to the next level. And the next level will be spool painting. So depending on the paint system, what will be the primer, intermediate painting, finish painting, what should be the final color, what should be the DFT, everything will be built in masters. And based on that, we ensure that the right painting is happening with the right DFT. And then after completion of painting, the spools will be stored in temporary storage, that is laydown area. And where this spool has been stored, in which laydown area it has been stored, so that it will be easier for tracking and retrieval. So once I have to issue this back to the erection site or to the owner, dispatch it back to the owner, we know where it is residing and what is the vehicle, what is the gate pass number against which it was transported, on what date, and what is the condition of the spools, whether it has been received in good condition, and where it has been placed, how it has been placed, and who is the responsible person for tracking this will happen at a laydown area. And finally, the spools will be dispatched as per requirement to the erection site or to the client. So this is the overall theme. We'll go forward. Now talking about matching front analysis. We spoke about matching front analysis. Once material is available in my warehouse and spooling is done, first topic will be whether front is available for fabrication or not, and how much I can load my contractor, because he is having a huge team. Maybe you will have 2 gangs, 3 gangs, 5 gangs, depending on my planning. He will mobilize the gangs. So first part will be, I will be doing matching front analysis. This matching front analysis I can perform based on the inspected material, based on the received material, based on the material which is in transit. That is, vendor has delivered the material, I will be receiving this material in 2 weeks time. So, but before that, based on the material, whatever is dispatched and it is in transit, I can perform analysis and then keep my contractor well in advance that, okay, in next two weeks of time, I'm going to get this much of material, based on which I can fabricate, say, this 500 spools. So keep your 3 gangs ready for this particular area. So this level of planning can take place. And always there is an argument or disagreement between the engineering team and between the fabrication team. Like engineering team is going to say, I have issued this many drawings. Fabrication team will say, okay, I am not able to fabricate because material is not available. All these disagreement will be solutioned here in matching front analysis, where system will clearly match and then say at a line level, spool level, and at a joint level, which joint you can fabricate, which line you can fabricate, which spool you can fabricate, how many joints are there, whether the spool is completely fabricatable. The spool contains 5 joints and 6 components. Out of this 6 component, whether all these 6 components are available or one of the components, say a wallet is not available, still whether I can go for partial fabrication. Instead of 20-inch dia, I am capable of fabricating 18-inch dia. Whether should I choose this spool for fabrication, or whether I'll go for complete fabrication spools, or if my contractor is starving for work, so in that case I can make a decision, okay, if one component is missing in a spool, I can go for fabrication, and at the same time I will ensure that the spool should have more than 80% of the inch dia which has to be fabricatable. Then I can go for my fabrication. All those decisions can be taken. System will do this analysis in a detailed way with color codes like this. System will show the complete possibility in green color, partial possibility in yellow color, and not possibility in red color at a line level, spool level, and joint level. And it gives me many reports. On the right side, you can see the summary. I can perform this analysis, matching front analysis, against purchase ordered material, against material in transit, against DMR, that is received material, IMR, that is inspected material. And system generates around 15 reports, detailed reports. I'll cover that reports also. It gives me complete report of spools fabricatable, inch dia, which component is available, which is not available, what is my material constraint list, or my warehouse is loaded with material, but with respect to the analysis, whatever material is available, I cannot consume more than 30% of the material because the required relevant drawing is not available. I have some other drawings, but for which material is not available. This is going to be a clear-cut justification to both the teams. Okay, drawings are there, material is there, but these drawings are not matching with the material, or only 20% of the cases are matching. So everyone will be in a clear-cut agreement, and we give results up to a joint level. I'm going to say this joint in this spool on this line you can fabricate. All right, till that level it will be accurate, 100% accurate analysis. And based on the priorities of units, we can priority of unit, priority at a line level, priority at spool level. If it is an offshore platform, priority at elevation level. I can set priority as per my requirement based on base material, WBS structure, line level priority, spool level priority. So we can play around with the priorities, set the data, and then flow forward. Now, if you see this matching front analysis in detail, so I have MRR, MRIR, received material, inspected material, and then I can set priority here. That is WBS level priority, unit level priority, and this priority may change from time to time depending on the project decision. This matching front analysis you can run multiple times in a week. Ideally, it is like once in a week, or whenever there is a material update in my warehouse, or there is an intimation that material has been dispatched or dispatched from the vendor site, or there is a change in expected date of arrival. So we can perform the analysis and then keep things updated. And we get output like this: completely possible spools, partially possible spools, constraint list, and many other reports. Around 15 reports for each analysis we generate here. And finally, we issue this job card. So job card is like I'm going to issue to the contractor, and to which contractor, whether he's a fabrication contractor or erection contractor, and whether this fabrication contractor or erection contractor can fabricate these spools. That decision is already taken. Based on the area or unit or WPS, contractors are allocated, or based on base material, there is going to be a separate contractor for carbon steel, separate contractor for stainless steel, whatever it is. Based on that, these job cards will be issued. So we have a job card issuance, and then once the job card is issued, it goes for front releasing. So now to summarize the detailed level of fabrication process, on the top I have creation of fit up, then PMI, positive material identification. So if it is a stainless steel or DSS, duplex stainless steel, or carbon steel NACE, so I'm going to identify the material, positive material identification, and it will be recorded. Heat numbers will be traced back. So for material traceability, what is the heat number, batch number, that will be recorded. So before fit up, like from which purchase order, from which invoice number this material has, material will be tracked. Those informations can be managed. So we do fit up first, and based on fit up, then there will be fit up inspection by the quality inspector. Once the fit up is inspected, only then the joints will be available for welding. That is the second stage, where we have creation of welding, preheat, post-heat weld visual reports, and welding PMI. Once the joint is welded, then I can do the PMI inspection for the welded joints, particularly in case of alloy steel, stainless steel, duplex stainless steel, or special materials. So I may go for welding PMI. Against these interlinks will be managed through NDT plan. Then it goes for NDT, where we go for offering of RT, UT, DPT, MPT as per requirement, and ensuring the percentage of completion, percentage of NDT coverage, whether it is 10% RT, 20% RT, depending on the percentage coverage, again, which is managed through the masters through NDT plan, which will be uploaded into the system, so that there is no miss. I will ensure that 100% coverage as per the specification requirements are maintained in the system. Further to this, PWST hardness inspection, and based on PWST, whether I have to perform this stress relieving before radiography or after radiography, or on both the cases I am going to perform. That is, before stress relieving, after stress relieving, radiography has to be performed, or what my NDT plan is saying. So we follow the NDT plan in detail. And finally, it goes for spool clearance and dimensional check, painting. And in painting, we go for primer, intermediate, finish paints. What is the DFT? That is controlled through paint masters. So for this particular paint system, what is my primer paint? What is the DFT required? What is the intermediate? Whether it is a single intermediate or intermediate 1, 2, 3, and what is the DFT required, and what material I'm going to use, paint I'm going to use there. And then finally, final paint along with final paint color and overall DFT requirement. So that will be managed here. So if you see these stages, I have WPS. Once fit up is done, welding is done, I have WPS, where all the WPS, the related base material or P number, which will be managed, and what is the process, what is the size range, thickness range, everything can be managed here. Welder database will be managed, welder qualification, welder 1, okay, what is the test date, what is the base material or the parent material P number is eligible, and based on this PQR, I am approving this WPS, and this welder can weld this WPS, or he is eligible for this particular process for the size range, thickness range. This is maintained. Based on this, system will give me a clear-cut information for automatic choosing. So for example, we have done fit up and system will show me the fit up reports. So like this, you can see this, these are all some of the report samples. All this information, line number, sheet number, division number, zone, piping class, spool, size, thickness, type of weld, heat number or batch number, what are the connecting components, this joint is between flange and pipe, what is the item code. These formats can be dynamically controlled also. And what is the format number, what is the report number, and what is the inch dia, cumulative inch dia, everything will be managed here. In the same way, I have a weld visual report which will cover complete data of who is the welder. So I have joint fit up completed. In this particular spool, it is 30 inch. What is the thickness? 9.53. And type of weld, butt weld, WPS 1 is used, and it has two process, GTAW, SMAW, which welder has welded. Sometimes I may go for multiple welder for bigger size joints. Even for a single joint, 2 or 3 welders can weld for bigger size. That will be managed. Which process has been used, preheat, post heat, all informations will be captured here. So detailed level of reporting is also available. So fit up approval, welding approval. Then there is an entity plan. What should be the percentage of coverage against a particular process, that is fluid code, or for a particular specification, for a particular thickness range, how things should follow. System will help us. At the same time, when I'm going for welding, what is eligible WPS and who are the eligible welders, those will be filtered by the system. So there is no mistake like I am a CS welder, then the SS joint, I will not be able to, even by mistake, I will not be able to enter a CS welder into SS joint. System will do all this validation based on size range, thickness range, eligible welding processes based on the qualification of the welder. System will do complete validation on the WPS level, welder level, and at a joint level, and the filtered eligible welders will be available for my selection during my welding. Now then, NDT, spool clearance, paint system. So just go with the paint system. So these are all the paints. Paint system based on size range, thickness range, and temperature range, what paint system has to be used. For example, I have a paint system PCS2, and if paint system is PCS2, what should be my intermediate primer? All those relationships are also maintained here in detail. And further, after painting, the spools go for lay down, dispatch. So we have all these reports. I have a separate page for representing these reports. I will cover that at the end of the session. Finally, the output you can see, apart from normal way of outputs, you can see this progress in a graphical way. Now this is a model. We are going to represent my piping progress in the model through color codes, and each of the colors represent the stages of the spool. For example, one of the color can be yellow color, means material is available for fabrication. Blue color means fabrication is completed, right? Green color means fabrication, welding is completed. If complete spool is fabricated, painting is done, and if it is residing lay down area, I can represent it by a blue color. So for different activities, what color coding has to be represented, that can be predefined, and based on that, as per the progress what we are performing in Spoolman, system will represent each of the spools with the relevant color code. So here you can see a particular spool. I can make walkthrough in the model, and then system will represent. When I'm going, it will show this is spool number 1 and it is welding completed. You can see this. I have spool number SP01 and the attribute status is welding completed, and which is represented in blue color. If it is material available, it is in yellow color. If it is in white color, material is not available. I can focus on this. So these are all the spools or lines for which material is not available. So I will be able to make a walkthrough and then represent the spool progress or line level progress through proper color coding. And this will be helpful for me to track, apart from a line level, spool level, it will be helpful for me to track test pack level. I can filter out a test pack and then see from where to where the test pack is moving, and what are the color codes. If something is in red, something is in white, I'm really worried because there is no material to fabricate or erect it. Okay. And if items are in green, which means spools are completed or erection is completed, so I'll be happy. So where to be focused at a test pack level and at a system level or subsystem level can also happen parallelly here. So I have one more slide to represent this. So I have an equipment area, and then you can see this yellow color means I have front available. I can do my fabrication, and certain spools are completed with respect to welding. Certain spools are still in engineering list level. So all these graphical outputs can take place and things will flow forward. So just to summarize the highlights here, which already I have explained, we can do matching front analysis, macro level and micro level, detailed level planning of the activities, what should happen for a spool and whether it has happened or not, and when it has happened, against which report number it has happened. Everything can be analyzed in detail. Further, this will generate me line history sheet, which is one of the important document for completing my test packs and for further clearance and pre-commissioning. So systems helps me in achieving all these items. On top of this, there is going to be a change request. Some of the joints based on ease of fabrication or erection, site erection, sub will be converted into field, or items will be modified, or there may be revisions. Those can be effectively managed here. So there can be matching component, added component, modified component, updated component, deleted component with respect to revisions or site change requirement. All those things can be managed here. So we have facility to perform that. Shop to field, shop option available in the system to manage the site level modifications. Further to this, we have concept of automation where cutting level control. If there are a single point cutting machine, so we can cut the pipes, and what is the easiest way or the right way of cutting a pipe so that the wastage is minimum. Pipe cutting optimization can take place, and after cutting, where this pipe should go, in which way we are going to fabricate the spools, all pipe level cutting control can take place, and automation related to that can take place, and transferring of the heat numbers to the cut pipes can take place through this cutting module. We have kitting module. So this is a little more professional way of working. So before fabricating a spools, I can kit the components of a spool. For example, a spool contains an elbow, pipe and a flange. So the pipe will be cut from the cut shop, and what is the length of cut piece required, and that will be beveled. So that pipe piece along with the elbow along with the flange, these are all the three components. So this will be taken in a bucket, and that is called a kitting or kitting bucket, and this kitting bucket will move to the particular bay. So the role of the fabricator is just to take the material and then he will start his fit up welding. So in an ideal scenario, the pipe will be taken, pipe will be cut, and then the elbow will be taken. So here, with respect to the kitting concept, whatever is required to fabricate a particular spool, that will be put in a kitting lot or a kitting tub or kitting bucket, and that bucket will be sent to the area where the fabrication of that spool has to take place. And then directly the team, they will not search anything, whatever is available in that, they will check and then they will start fabrication. So here the time of searching the material or piling the material, that concept will not be there. So kitting concept can also work here. And we have bay level planning. So as already I have informed, like I may have 3 or 4 bays or 2 or 3 production shops. Each of the shop may contain 5 bays, and in bay 1 I may plan for carbon steel of particular size or thickness range or weight range. Next bay may be for stainless steel of small bore stainless steel. Third bay may be for large bore stainless steel. And how each bay is loaded, whether we are utilizing the space effectively, what is the production from the individual bays, how much each of the bay has been loaded for next to 1 week time. So I may say out of 10 bays available in 3 production shop, for 2 of the bays I'm not having any work front for next 2 months time. So I can use this bay for fabricating the other spools, because that is going to be idle. So I can mobilize some of the spools like carbon steel spools in this particular bay because the space is available. So all these workspace planning, where things should happen, where it should happen, in which bay it has to happen, that can be planned, and the workspace can also be properly utilized. So we have this bay level planning concepts also available here. And further, you can see this fit up welding report for erection, and we have NDT lot creation to ensure that 100% NDT means NDT as per the NDT plan, whether it is 10% RT, 20% RT, or 10% DPT. So I may go with DPT, MPT for certain joints along with UTR, RT. What is the combination? Everything can be managed here through NDT lots, where system will maintain. And I have provision of creating automatic lots. As soon as you have completed the welding entry, system will assign joint number to the relevant lot. So out of 100%, I will choose 100 joints which is welded, and out of that 10 joints can be randomly selected. This selection the system can control, or the selection option can be provided to the welding inspector also. Both the concepts are available. We have auto lot concept and auto selection concept, or the user or the welding inspector can choose the lot. He can choose the 100 joints and he can offer 10 by his own. he can use 10 joints and then offer one joint. So creation of the lot can be automated or it can be manual. Selection of the joint can be automated, it can be manual. We have both the concepts available. Then NDT offering will take place and it will go to the agencies. Builder penalty in case of rejection. So I may go for one of the repair joint. I have to go for two penalty joints. So whether it is two joints or three joints, depending on the specification and NDT plan and project requirement, we can configure the settings. And the NDT percentage coverage with the backup proof, like you can see the report at the bottom, these backup proofs, like which is spool, how many joints we have chosen, and whether I'm covering this entity percentage, and whether this percentage is coverage is line wise or welder wise or both line wise and welder wise. All permutation combinations are available here. Then further pressure testing painting, which we already explained, we will cover this in detail. And finally it goes for lay down and dispatch. So once the spool is dispatched, it goes for my erection site, and further to that it will be managed at an erection level. So here you can see this detail level, what is the gate pass number, what is the size of the spool, which truck number, what is the destination area in the laydown area on the site I am sending it, who is the shift in charge, when he has received it, what is the condition of the spool which has been received, when it has been received, everything is managed here and it is available for ready reference. If you see this erection workflow, the spools what I have sent, the prefabricated spools are issued, it is dispatched, it goes to site. And again, like matching front analysis for spools, we perform matching front analysis for a line level where all the spools and erection component, if it is available, then I can erect the line. So again, the erection items like walls, gasket, bolts, along with the fabricated spools will perform the analysis, and then I'll come to know how many lines I can erect. And these lines will be assigned to the contractor, that is work volume distribution at an erection level. And once the lines are allocated to the contractor and spools and relevant materials are issued through material pick list and MIVs, material issue vouchers, then the contractor will perform his operation or actions. So like he can erect his spools, and once his spools are erected, then I'll have field well joints for which fit up, welding, NDT, those controls should take place. Then it goes for erection of other items like walls, supports, gaskets, fasteners, miscellaneous items. And once we are installing walls, apart from the field welded joints, I may have to manage my flanged joints, flange to flange connection or bolted joints. So that will be managed here, bolt tensioning, bolt torquing for high pound rating flanges, special attention at a joint level or a flange joint level. So we will go with, like, for high pound ratings, more than 900 pound rating, then I will go for torquing or hydro tensioning. And what should be the pressure I have to handle it, whether that has been achieved or not. We can manage flanges in detail level. Further to that, this erection will take place, and line level I will see the progress, and I will be able to monitor the progress at loop level, whether all the lines of the loops are erected and it is okay. And if it is okay, then I will release this for mechanical completion, mechanical clearance, so that it can go for hydro test level. And parallelly, I may go through walk through and then reach to some of the punch points which is pending, like A category punch point, B category punch point, what is the liquidation status, those can be monitored here. And then loop testing, loop flushing, loop box up, loop level completion and system level completion and the dossier. So whatever progress is happening, the signed reports will be attached back, and then the dossier will be automatically available for a ready reference. So you see, this is the overall erection work processes: assigning lines, systems, test pack level control, erection subcontractors. I can assign the job, and then he will perform spool erection, valve erection, field joint management, NDT management of field joints, bolting, that is flange joint management, bolt torquing, tensioning, loop mechanical clearance testing, reinstatement. So complete level erection control will take place. So again, the same workflow explained in a detailed way for erection, like punch point, department wise, who has completed the punch point, test pack level clearance, flushing, box up, then a revision controls. So there are chances that there will be revisions, and we will be comparing old revision with the latest revision. And if job code is not issued, no problem, I will replace it. I will keep the old revision under hold, and then release the latest revision in the job card. If job card has already released, okay, I will stop the work. So I will issue stop work notice. After stop work notice, I will issue the revised drawing in the new job card. So we have complete revision control, and then site level modification. To handle site level modification, we have soft field shop concepts available within the system. And system has facility to generate the bill like spool invoices. Just I will show this. So at any point of time, I can generate a report like this. So these are all the spool and these are all the prices. And then I have breakup price also. I'm going to dispatch these three spools. This is the total billing value. And how this billing value has arrived, we'll just system has labor rates, material rates, and spool rates. So for example, inventory spool price, I will show how it is being calculated. So these are all the items of the spools, and these are all the units. These are all the material cost. These are the labor cost, painting cost, engineering cost, total spool price. So this is the breakup. Along with the breakup and consolidated report, I will be able to create my spool level invoicing or spool level billing. Further to this, we have client billing or contractor billing, where the signed reports will be attached back. Whatever progress has happened, system will expect a documentation, that is signed report will be attached back into the system. Once that is attached back and then it is approved, system will generate monthly RA bill, running account bill, for the fabrication or erection what I have done. Like I have done fit up or welding for say 3000 inch dia, NDT of say 8 inch for 200 inch dia. Based on that, standard schedule of rates will be available, and system will calculate and then generate billing for us. Further, system will generate graphical output reports like this in a detailed way, in a graphical way. I will cover that. And then the system will give me output in form of 3D graph. I have more than 200 reports. I will demonstrate all these reports in detail. So matching front analysis is available here. Other reports: positive identification, preheat, post-heat, radiographic interpretation, ultrasonic testing report, dye penetration, magnetic particle inspection, PWST hardness inspection, spool painting, transmittal, final inspection report, laydown report, spool issuance voucher, line history sheet covering all the areas: welding, DPT, MPT, hardness inspection, PWST, complete history of the line at a shop level and at field level. All these are automatic output. Based on my progress entry, system will automatically build this line history sheet and it generates the output for us in a detailed way, very detailed way. So apart from this normal reporting in text form or in Excel form or PDF form, we have graphical representation for the top management, for the RCM level to the area level or to the management level. We generate a detailed level report with complete many parameters. So this line history sheet contains more than 100 parameters in a detailed level. You will be able to see this fit up report, a preheating report, post heating report like this, like erection report, gasket installation, flange clearance report. So what is the flange type? What are all the bolts used? What is the torquing required? When it has happened? And progress summary. So individual joint level report and summarizing the progress in a particular template with respect to the material, with respect to the fabrication direction progress. And then we can generate weekly or monthly progress report in a specified template, sequencing everything in a graphical form also. Now output in form of pie chart, like you can see this detailed way of how much job card is issued with respect to material wise. LTCS galvanized, NACE, SS NACE. Based on the different P numbers or the base material, what is the progress we have achieved at a different activity: welding with respect to NDT clearance, base material wise with respect to painting in terms of inch dia, inch meter. And the same reporting, apart from the base material, I can show it on unit wise or area wise. I can show it like you can see at the bottom, there are different areas. At the top, there are different units. Unit level, area level representation, activity level representation, contractor level representation. So you can see this output, final outputs in a graphical way for all the activities. So for example, this is fit up and output can be generated in 3D graphics like this, and there can be a clear cut walkthrough using 3D model review packages, and revision management can also be done here. So we have many activities here. I am just taking you through the software in a detailed way. I can assign priorities, which already I've explained in case of matching front analysis, and then I can perform matching front analysis like this. Then I can issue material. and materials are controlled through MIVs. I can make transmittals. I can release spools for fabrication, and spool PMI, fit up, welding, all those information can be captured in detail. Fabrication level control, fit up level control, welding level, welder data, welding P number, welding qualification can be managed here. So like this, we'll be completing all the fabrication activities in detail. So software has complete database, single database to manage multiple projects, capturing all the information in a detailed way. NDT level automation system will help me in covering the NDT percentage as per the NDT plan without any failures. And on completion, it goes to erection with this colorful reports. And at erection level, I'm assigning the spools subsystem system, relating the spool subsystem systems with the joint, assigning the spools to the contractor, assigning lines to the contractor. I'm going for punch point definition. What are all the types of punch points? A, B, C, D. What are all the critical punch points? What are all the approval departments? Erection matching front analysis. Erection matching front analysis reporting. How many lines I can fabricate? What is the constraint? Issuance of materials. Site job card issuance. So this is a site job issuance portal. I can issue site job card. Installation of gasket, bolt, fasteners, spool erection, wall erection, all progress of construction level. Doubling of joints can be controlled here. PMI, field weld management, flange management, and then we go for line level, ISO level clearance, NDT level clearance for the field joints. Now at a line level, you can see this. There are certain lines which are highlighted in green, which means all the spools are erected, all the erection components are completed. Something is highlighted in blue, which means certain items are pending. If it is in red, no progress has happened. So at a line level, loop level, system level, what is the breakup system will take me at a loop level, it will take me to line level. From line level, it will take me to the component level and spool level, and it will show me the progress. So I have drill down feature from the top level, top hierarchy level to the bottom level. ISO erection clearance, loop testing. So I can clear the loops with respect to testing, with respect to the different attributes. Loop reinstatement, box up, consumable estimation. So everything will take place here. So I have this Spoolman Yarman module covering all the individual activities. Progress can be shown in 3D model. You can see this graphics. Overall walkthrough can happen here. Material control, matching front analysis at shop level, field level, erection front analysis. So what is the possibility for fabrication? System can show in color code along with the reporting and constraint list. I can do construction planning. I can do front release.